Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. But they fought with expert timing. There were funky Chinamen from funky Chinatown. They were chopping them up, they were chopping them down. It's an ancient Chinese art, and everybody knew their part. From a fainting to a slip, and a kicking from the hip. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening.
Episode 721. Here we are. Soccer Mom of the Year. Are you a soccer mom of the year? Are you soccer father of the year? Are you one that manipulates everything and tries to make everything special for your son or daughter? Are you that? Comment, let me know. Are you a crybaby? I don't know what you are, but we are here. I'm a father. I want to protect my babies. I have two babies with me right now. With me is El Rojo. Now, El Rojo, what up, brother? Hey, so we did this last show, but I love showing your that play where you got tackled from behind.
Oh, when it got hacked.
Yeah, let's watch Jack get hacked. Here it goes. Step over. Here he comes. Take that. Is that what Berhalter did to his wife or girlfriend at the time? And we'll talk about that. But Jack scored. How many goals you score in your tournament? Three. Scored 3 goals. Let's watch his intelligence on this free kick. He scores a goal. You hear like the background noise from it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, I can remove that, but too bad, so sad. It's just going to be a nice shot, Jack. So Jack didn't ask for 10 and just took it. So what's up, El Rojo? What's going on with you?
You say me?
Yeah, you're El Rojo.
Nothing much. I'm tired.
Tired?
Yeah.
Well, welcome to being tired. Also with us, we have Jet. What's up, Jet?
What's up?
Jet, what game are you playing? Fortnite? Are you good at it?
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah. Who's your character? You can keep playing.
Goku.
Goku? Who's Goku?
Guy.
Oh, okay. Is he good? Did you make him? Did you get him skins and stuff?
I don't know.
Oh, we don't know.
He can't have skins. I'm the person that has skins.
Oh. Skin is the largest organ.
Game. I'm going to change to whatever it is.
Well,
Scarlet.
It is what it is.
Pokemon Scarlet. I'm going to go to that.
Well, on with the show. We got to get going. We got a lot to cover. So there's a couple of variations to this. I'm not a fan of Gregg Berhalter. I think he used his ability of his brother, and a lot of corruption was happening at the time. So many things helped Gregg Berhalter get to where he is. He should not be there. One, he's not good enough. If you're talking about the world market and our opportunities to have other managers turned down, and it took like 18 months to find Gregg Berhalter. We know where he's at. We're going to go through a series of tweets explaining that. The other thing is this whole soccer mom, soccer dad, and how they influence everything from, I get it. We don't know all the details, but there was a narrative put out there. This is pay to play and all this stuff. And, we need to discuss that. And I want to get this off my chest right now. Pay to play is a problem when manipulation by parents dictate who plays, where you travel, and all those things with zero expertise on how development works. When coaches are influenced to try to win versus developing kids, that's a problem. Let's do pay to play. Fine. Pay to play all day. Don't even care anymore. It's not going to be stopped, but can we get on the same page? We got to develop players, and we got to take winning out of it. And that's going to be the hard part of doing any of this because of parents' influence. They create average teams because their kid must start, even though their kid sucks, but they have money and they can pay the coach, and it's a problem. there's a million problems, but we're gonna discuss mothers and fathers and influence with pay to play, and we're gonna cover Berhalter, how he should not be there, and Berhalter kicked his girlfriend. So Jack, do you know the Berhalter situation?
Yeah, some of it.
So he kicked his girlfriend at age when he was like 18 when he was at North Carolina, and he was very remorseful and went in and told his coach, I did something stupid. He was crying and all that stuff, and girlfriend ultimately forgave him, married him. But the question I have, comment if you want to know, how did he kick her? How hard did he kick her? What was the technique used? Did he use laces? Did he use his cleats? Did he toe poke her? How did he kick her? How violent was it? That's what we need to know. But what better than have Gregg Berhalter tell us himself, because now we can go back to tactics with Gregg Berhalter.
Tactics with Gregg Berhalter.
This is Coach Berhalter with U.S. Soccer demonstrating today how to strike an opponent in back of the leg, especially if it's a female. So here is a beautiful specimen. Come on. Beautiful. What you do here is identify which leg is the weight applied to. This leg, all the weight is here. So kicking her here wouldn't make sense. Kicking her here makes total sense. I will demonstrate with a perfect lace kick. Back up. Here we go. I'm gonna whack the heck out of it.
Knowing is half the battle.
Gregg Berhalter. I'm so glad we got Tactics with Gregg Berhalter back. So fun. That's one of my favorite skits. I'm still sporting my national team jersey, or coaching top, or whatever you want to call it. How did Gregg kick her? Does anyone in the internet world know how he kicked her? How did he do it? And we'll have another one of these Tactics with Gregg Berhalter where he takes his cleats and rakes her. But let's move on. From ESPN, Daniela Reyna told U.S. Soccer about past Gregg Berhalter domestic violence incident. Daniela Reyna, a wife of former United States men's national team captain Claudio and mother of current international player Gio, says she told U.S. Soccer sporting director Ernie Stewart, and I don't like that guy either, about U.S. men's national team coach Gregg Berhalter past domestic violence incidents, because she was frustrated by comments made about her son after the team's elimination from the 2022 World Cup. The information was shared after comments Berhalter made at Howe Institute for Society Summit on Moral Leadership in New York, detailing how a player was nearly sent home from the World Cup for not meeting expectations on and off the field. And that's a problem. Is that my phone going off? Yeah, people are trying to call me and stuff. Don't call me during my show. So a tweet was sent by Gregg Berhalter trying to get ahead of this story. And he says, and I just have a small clip of it, during the World Cup, an individual contacted U.S. Soccer saying that they had information about me that would take me down. An apparent effort to leverage something very personal from long ago to bring about the end of my relationship with U.S. Soccer. It should have ended a long time ago, but you can't take away his friends and family. They're all connected. So Berhalter continues to say this. In the fall of 1991, I met my soulmate, my love. I loved her so much, I raked her with my cleats. And that's what he did. I think it was toe poke finish. I had just turned 18, he says, and was a freshman in college when I met Rosalind. Berhalter said one night while out drinking, because why you can drink at 18 back then? I don't think so. Rosalind and I had a heated argument that continued outside. It became physical and kicked her in the legs. You can get that overlay off, Jack. Couple of questions we must ask. How hard did he kick her? Where did he kick her? And how was the technique? I don't know. I'm just grateful for it. But I think this is a good time to show what I think the technique might be through Tactics with Berhalter. The second one. Jack.
You skipped like a whole thing right here.
Well, just no. Just put it in. I added it.
The footy slide one or this one?
No. The video. I'm doing tactics with Berhalter, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw it. Just the second one. Berhalter back again, showing you a different way to take out a female with one blow with your feet. Now you can see my kicks. These are Nike purple specials. They're very expensive, a little dirty. I got to clean them later because it's all about wearing some proper kicks when you coach. This is the situation. So last time I demonstrated laces. Now I'm going to use my cleats, which I don't have cleats, but I'll demonstrate what it'll look like. Go after high as you can on the upper part of the leg, right below the crease of her rear end, and go straight down to the Achilles. It will paralyze her. She'll be messed up. She'll like you later, possibly marry you, but we can take care of business here. Let me demonstrate. Here we go.
Knowing is half the
Unmute.
battle.
Gregg Berhalter. So, what do you think? Comment. Let me know what you think happened. So, if this is what it takes to get Gregg Berhalter out through this little family feud we have between the Berhalters and the Reynas, so be it. But considering that Berhalter's brother Jay is among the most powerful officials in U.S. soccer at the time of his hiring, the fact that Ernie Stewart said to Jay Berhalter played no role in hiring his brother, but he did participate in the decision to hire Stewart raises a lot of questions. So they're all connected. They're all best buddies. They're like drinking, like, and we're gonna get him. And thank gosh for Sister Reyna. Way to take him out. I appreciate that. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, like, how can you go after someone that's that's something that happened that far long ago? Oh, it's torn. I don't want anyone to be taken out based on their past. Just believe in who they are now. I have those kind of feelings too, but I don't want Gregg Berhalter there. You deserve it. His wife doesn't, as far as getting kicked. So there's a Twitter thread. It's at Footy Moments 21. And he talks, he does this whole timeline. It's brilliant. And I recommend you subscribe to Footy Moments 21 on Twitter. It's legit. Starting with the first of 20. Let's get through this. Before his hiring, Gregg Berhalter's, his resume consisted of getting sacked from a second division Swedish team for not playing attacking enough, and boasted an incredible mediocre win rate at the MLS and Columbus Crew of 39%. He had 0 trophies in his managerial career, so why do we hire him? Overly too, coming off of failing to qualify in the Russia World Cup, USSF faced a crisis not only on the pitch, but off it. See, MLS and USSF were built by the same people, and they were seriously having problems with soft corruption and how it played a big part of holding U.S. Men's national team back. And it does, because you remember when we had DA and then MLS came in and they're like, we want DA because we want our teams to advance. Even though we suck and we lose to regular club teams, we still advance because we're just a country of entitlement versus promotion relegation. It's not about how good you are. That's gone. Which one are we on now? 3. Sunil Gulati had been president of USSF from 2006 to 2018 and helped found the MLS. He and Don Garber, the MLS commissioner for 23 years, formed an organization called Soccer United Marketing, SUM, in 2002. SUM leaked various advertising and marketing deals with the MLS with USSF. Oh, that's a problem. That's a conflict of interest, but it's okay. They're like, we'll do whatever we want. Let's see if we can slip Berhalter in there and see if anyone's paying attention to youth soccer. We'll just manipulate the whole thing. Put a crappy coach whose brother's working within the federation where they're all buddies. If they don't go after them, they won't come after some. And yeah, that's a problem. Are we on 4 or 5?
4.
4. USSF is a nonprofit, but SUM is a very much for profit, and shares of SUM are divided amongst the single entity owners of MLS clubs. This created a monetary incentive for USSF and the national team to be run in a way that tries to enhance the international profiles of MLS. So what they want to do is they want to enhance them so they can move on to the international level because they get a cut of the movement of players through the soccer marketplace or no, transfer marketplace. Overlay 5.
Yeah.
Not only could USSF get more money through the MLS growing, but some was literally owned by the same people who own the MLS. Don Garber and Sunil Gulati brag about this structure as being unique of the growth of MLS, but ignore the conflict of interest it was creating. And this is very important for everyone to know. This is this is the United States. All manipulation. It starts from youth. It's all the same people. It's our culture to manipulate things and get what we want, cutthroat kind of business, thought process versus let's win and develop. No. Give me money and let's not worry about that. No one will pay attention. We need to pay attention. Rise up. Share this podcast. Like this podcast. Hit the notification bell so you know when we are on live. Do those things so these kind of episodes get out there because no one's talking about this. Where are we at? 6?
Yep.
Not only is there pressure from the MLS players to regularly feature in the national teams from MLS owners, but USSF had a financial incentive in finding a national team manager who would ensure exactly that. These are the conditions that lead to the rumored MLS quota in Cruyff's autobiography. Now, does that make sense? Why so many MLS players were getting opportunities on the national team and being seen and played, and why Gio wasn't? Oh, it's because when you and I get it because I coach. There's some players I like better than others, and I don't want them to do well because I think they're bad, and I want to be proven right, and I don't want to give them further opportunity. I have to go through my head. I don't do that all the time. I'm human, and I pay attention to that. And there's situations where I want my top players to be very successful, or what I think the top players are. But I get, there's those things. So when Berhalter found any little opportunity to nail Gio, everyone knows Gio. Gio's a quiet kid. He's not kind of a guy who wants to go hang out and do all those things. He's quiet. He's always been kind of, small family. His brother died. I don't know I forgot how he died. Did you hear about that, Jack? So Gio's brother died, and it kind of it was very difficult for the family to deal with and stuff. And he's a very kind of, quiet player, but he's an unbelievable player. And Berhalter didn't manage it correctly. He should be fired just for that. He's an idiot. If you can't get your top players that are playing internationally and sacrificing the way Gio Reyna is on the field, that's you. That's you. Oh, no. He found any opportunity to put an MLS player in. Why? They're all connected. That Gregg Berhalter is a manipulative piece of garbage that is ensuring that his rich family and friends are enhancing their pocketbooks because MLS players need to be seen. Because if MLS player plays in the World Cup, their market value goes up and they get purchased internationally. And guess who gets the money? The Berhalters, the MLS ownership, Sunil Gulati, all of them. It's a problem. What overlay are we on? 7. I do not believe there is a strict MLS quota that says there's an exact number of MLS players that have to get certain minutes. I do believe that its current reflects a pressure that comes from executives to give minutes to MLS players, not on a basis of merit, which totally makes sense. And that's what's happening. Because we're like, oh, why is he doing this line? Why is he doing that? Because of this. It's corrupt. We got to do something about it. We're on 9?
8.
If MLS was growing, executives at USSF could make more money through some, despite it being a nonprofit. In addition, Gulati and Garber welcome executive regularly, interchanging between MLS, some, and the USSF. The best criminals always make their corruption legal. Legally crap. Anyways, after a failure to qualify for Russia, there was chaos. Gulati ultimately had to step down as president of USSF. Klinsmann was the technical director and head coach, both positions now vacant, and fans began to pay attention to USSF and ask hard questions for the first time. Thank gosh. And that's why Klinsmann, no one liked him. because he didn't like MLS players. He was obviously they're average. Of course, they're average. It's not the best league. He's telling them, go the international, go the international. That's what it needs to be. He called it out for what it was. He says our youth development program is a joke. So did Zlatan. Everyone says it is, but like, don't pay attention. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Give me my money. It's kind of a situation like that. All right, overlay 10.
Yeah.
While Gulati resigned, his second in command, Gregg Berhalter, Gregg's brother, was still in the USSF as the COO and had the sole responsibility of picking the new technical director, who would then be solely responsible for picking the new head coach. Oh, Ernie. Jay picks Ernie Stewart, Gregg's former teammate, to do his bidding, basically. Ernie filled the inexplicable, now 14 months vacant head coach spot with Jay's brother Gregg. After hiring process that interviewed only Gregg, ignoring suitors like how do you say that name? Lopetegui, Vermes, Marsh, Tab Ramos, and Osorio. I cannot accurately describe in words the level of delusion that it takes for anyone to believe that Gregg Berhalter would give the U.S. men's national team the best chance to win, compared to Lopetegui. I can't say his dang name. I go with that, Jet. Say it again. How do you say his name?
Lopetegui.
Perfect. I'll go with that. Who had one of the longest winning streaks in national team history with Spain. Insanity. Is it not? But no one's paying attention. Please pay attention. Pay attention. Share this podcast. Like it. Help the algorithm grow. I need more viewers on stuff like this. Not my other stuff, but definitely this episode, I think. So Grant Wahl, who just passed away, wrote this on Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated reporter. Now, here we go again. I got to know how to say his name.
Jet.
Lopetegui.
Say Jet.
I forgot.
Okay. Had declared that interest in the national side's vacant. Good enough for me.
You could just say Luke K.
Luke K. It's not, but we should probably figure that out. My bad. Sorry, people. I'm not the best, but at least I'm reporting something. It goes on to say this. Declared his interest in the national side's vacant manager's role to the U.S. Soccer, but the organization had refused to entertain the idea. The coach role has been vacant for 13 months since Bruce Arena stepped down from his position after the U.S. failed to qualify for the 2018 FIFA World Cup. U.S. Soccer, you don't have to always keep that on there because I'm reading to him. The coaching role has been vacant for 13 months after they didn't make it. U.S. Soccer have taken their time to find a suitable candidate, with Columbus Crew manager Gregg Berhalter hotly tipped to get the nod per Wahl. However, passing over on the Spain's manager's talent is a brave decision by the United States, with the Spaniard possessing a huge, impressive record at the international level. He was unbeaten as a Spain manager and only lost his job as it became apparent that he would not take over the coaching position of Los Blancos. That is crazy talk. Oh, we got Gregg. How do you get it? Nepotism? Yeah. His buddy Ernie? Yeah. Shakers and moving money. This is basically organized crime at the highest levels of soccer. USSF tried to defend themselves from criticism by the hiring process. Is that my phone?
Yeah.
Leave me alone. God. USSF tried to defend themselves from criticism of the hiring process by saying they interviewed Oscar Pereja for the role. However, he denied having been interviewed. It's clear the hiring process was not in good faith, and Jay appointed someone he knew he would hire, Gregg. This has come from Yahoo Sports. Doug McTiernan of Yahoo Sports reported that Stewart did formally interview Oscar Pereja, in addition to Berhalter, but not formally interviewing any of the above candidates is also a major problem. It's hard to imagine an effective leader in a hiring capacity in any line of work who would not want to interview several people just to hear their ideas on how they would approach the job. In this case, coaching the U.S. men's national team, an interview process with several candidates would likely bring extensive knowledge and surprises, but both good and bad about their candidates. Holy cow, what a problem. Ernie, you criminal. everything at U.S. soccer is disgusting. This needs to be fixed. We got to stop behaving like this. And when we were talking about this a lot, everybody was talking about how do they do this? Freaking COVID hits. And then he was able to get a paycheck for 2 years just to sit. Dude, everything worked out for Gregg. All right, Gregg was not hired because of his experience. Gregg was not hired because he is a good coach. Gregg was hired because his brother was in a position of power left over from a prestige regime that abused their role in the sport of personal gain by making their corruption legal. USSF knew that they were getting with Gregg, a guy who would regularly play certain MLS players in the national team, despite the players not being good enough at the international level. This in turn would increase the profile and value of MLS for the owners, who also are part of some. This isn't just to say MLS equals bad, though. There are MLS fans wanted on the team like Dorje Malakovic, Sionini, Brandon Velasquez, etc. Unfortunately, they weren't lucky enough to play in cities with big soccer markets like Morris in Seattle, Johnson and Long in New York. Who's on some? Take a look. Many MLS journalists, listen to this, many MLS journalists have criticized the fans for disliking MLS players in the setup, but conveniently leave out the fact that they don't dislike MLS, but the players chosen from the MLS. The players I mentioned are not to be set up on merit. MLS journalists know who signs their checks. It's the MLS. It's the ownership group. It's controlled. The media. We can't listen to the media and stuff. We just got to pay attention to basic facts. Are you ready? No. Okay, Jet's stretching. Where are we at? 18?
Yeah, we're 18.
3 more, gentlemen. All of this is not to argue that Gregg is receiving kickbacks or getting paid off. Gregg could very well simply hold the ideological position that the best way to grow up in soccer in the U.S. is to use the national team to promote MLS players. I'm not here to speak to these specific motivations. Overlay 19, what I am doing is to call out the blatant nepotism and conflict of interest present in the hiring of Gregg Berhalter, and to demand that going forward, we ask the fans, ask more of the USSF. The soft corruption from businessmen trying to make money is holding us back from more than ever. 2 more. All of this, all is not lost. Recently, the relationship between some and USSF was cut, and executives from Gulati era have lost support in the USSF and permanently moved to the MLS, including Gregg Berhalter, who is now the MLS executive vice president. Unfortunately, still reaping the rewards of what he did with USSF, which is disgusting. Now you understand the movement. However, Stewart should be relieved of his role as technical director effective immediately and be replaced by someone with no loyalties to the old administration. We need USSF to focus on finding the best team possible, not most marketable now, not later, now. That's what we need to do. What a great tweet feed. That was very informational, very factual. This is the information we need, but we're being thrown way too much other stuff. It's a problem. So the one thing I would like to really focus on is the amount of crap that happens. So if Gregg Berhalter goes down, and there's a chance he might not go down. You imagine Gregg doesn't go down for this whole scandal. He shouldn't go down for this. He should go down because of the corruption. This is way worse than kicking your dang girlfriend, in my opinion. How dare you? That's probably a Megan Rapinoe moment. Where is Megan? I want to smash the Megan. Well, just click on her.
Well, it's not here.
Oh, we don't have Megan? We have to have Megan. What happened to her? She's no longer in existence? That is so sad.
I don't know where it's at.
We lost Megan. Oh, well, normally I'd smash Megan Rapinoe live every Sunday. We'll smash her next week. No big deal. But if Gregg Berhalter goes down for kicking his girlfriend, now wife, you know who knew about it? Ernie. You know who else knew about it? Brian McBride. They all go down. All of them. Get out. So this final destruction of U.S. soccer can all be done by the Reyna family. The Reyna family, as you know, gross it might be to send someone down for kicking their girl, probably be one of the most beneficial things that happen. So to finish up this podcast, and please like, subscribe, comment, share, because this is good information. Help this podcast grow. Let's talk a little bit about youth soccer. Have you, coach, ever been in a situation where you had parents go after you because you didn't play a kid or something like that? Has a parent called your director of coaching? Has a parent called your athletic director to get you fired or let go because whatever? I've had that happen to me all the time. I got out of youth soccer a long time ago. Now I just came back. Now I coach Jets team for free.
Yep.
And I've had a parent send a long, lengthy email about my horribleness as a human being. Horrible coach. It happens all the time. It might have been deserved, though. But it happens. How can we stop it? I don't know. We need conviction by everybody out there. The most important thing we have to do is the coaches and the administrators and the director of coaching and executives, board of directors filled with parents. You have to fight. You have to fight to develop at all costs. I'm not going to deal with the money side. You charge whatever you want, but we have to start playing a certain way. We have to come together and start playing a certain way. We cannot kick, run, hope, go through players and think that's okay because we're going to win. That's disgusting. Are you a coach that does that? Are you rah, and get excited when a kid mishits a ball and it goes in and you celebrate? That's disgusting. Do you not really? That's disgusting. You know why it's disgusting? Because you are allowing positive reinforcement on a stupid play of kicking and mishitting the ball into the goal. We have to create decision makers. We have to start applauding gutsy play, like playing the ball backwards, taking a touch, dealing with pressure, spinning and turning and applying things they learned during the week versus this all go crazy thing on the weekend because you have to win. Have guts, have courage, talk to the parents constantly, have them be close. It's not easy. Now, what I'm asking is not easy, but what are we doing? What are we doing? We have to solve it. And that's my podcast. How we do, Jack?
I think we did well.
We did well. Jet, you're amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Jet doesn't know what's going on. Jet's getting better as a player. I'm loving watching his develop. And he's getting bigger. He's eating a lot. That's always good. Well, you can find us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, and please like and subscribe wherever we're at. We're pretty much wherever podcasts are found. We are there. We're on Anchor. That distributes everywhere. But yeah, I'm a big fan of YouTube right now. I'm very close to being monetized. So please
When
like.
are we getting our plaque?
Plaque? What do you mean?
A plaque.
To what?
He's talking
Plaque.
about
The YouTube
subscriptions.
Oh, I get plaques all the time. Oh, like, yeah, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while.
You
Anyways.
need to get to, I think, 1 million and then 10 million. And they just made a 50 million.
Well, I'll never be there, but I'm getting close to 1 million views, so that's kind of cool.
Likes, it has to be.
Well, I don't know how many likes I'm at, but anyways, you can find us on all those other places. You can find us on CoachCameron.com, which I never update, but we'll be back next Sunday, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. See you then. Peace.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. But they fought with expert timing. There were funky Chinamen from funky Chinatown. They were chopping them up. They were chopping them down. It's an ancient Chinese art.